Wishing you a very happy Christmas to you all who are celebrating the 2014 Ethiopian Christmas according to your Christian faith. Welcome to Ethiopia Today. Our today's presentation covers the following topics. Ethiopia celebrating Christmas with Homecoming Diaspora. Prime Minister Abiy says national reconciliation foils conspiracies of terrorists TPLF, Shene and historical enemies on his Christmas message. Cameroon separatists set off bomb in AFCON host city. France fines Google and Facebook €210 million over user tracking. The details are as follow. Ethiopia is endowed with various natural and historical resources. Grand festivals, historic tourism destinations have been inscribed as World Heritage Sites. Among the most conspicuous festivals in Ethiopia is Gena, Amharic word, meaning Christmas, which is celebrated on the 7th of January or Tahisas 29 according to the Julian calendar. Though Christmas has some outdoor features, mostly it is one of the indoor holidays celebrated in Ethiopia. The celebration of Gena is marked by various activities such as horse racing and authentic folk dancing. Gena Chawata resembles some kind of traditional play during the festival. Around the time of Gena, the men and boys play a game that is also called Gena. It is somewhat like hockey, played with a curved stick and a round wooden ball. But the holiday is celebrated in a very unique way in Lalibela, a holy town and home of the most famous rock-hewn churches of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. The small town is mostly famous for its architectural marvels, the ancient rock-hewn churches made from a single block of rocks. This year, Ethiopians celebrate Gena with mixed feelings, particularly at the historic Lalibela town. It is to be recalled that Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has launched the Great Ethiopian Homecoming Challenge, which is aimed at bringing 1 million diaspora community and friends of Ethiopia home ahead of the Christmas holiday. This historic homecoming event is unique for Ethiopians and Ethiopian diaspora communities to celebrate the Gena with their brothers and sisters at their homeland. Furthermore, they are coming their homeland at this critical time. It will also create opportunities for diaspora communities to understand the level of infrastructure damages and sufferings of the people by the heinous acts of the terrorist TPLF, showing their solidarity and support to rehabilitate the people in this regard, whose properties were vandalized, damaged, looted and rebuilding the destroyed infrastructure facilities again. This trip to home by diaspora communities for this holiday is not an ordinary coming home. The challenge takes place amidst the struggle that is being conducted by heroic Ethiopians inside and abroad fight against the atrocious crimes of terrorist TPLF and external pressure. This year Gena celebration is also unique and unforgettable among Ethiopians as the terrorist TPLF group has committed horrendous human rights abuse and violations, mass killing and massacre in the Amhara and Afar regions, which could be qualified as genocide given the atrocities committed on civilians following the government's declaration of unilateral ceasefire last June. Not only this, the terrorist group also invaded the historic Lalibela town for 4 months. They also ransacked and destroyed the airport in the ancient town, which has resumed regular flights. Lalibela is a place of pilgrimage, devotion and peace. It should not be a place for instigating violence and conflict. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO ignored the serious threat posed by the terrorist group to the World Heritage Sites such as the churches of Lalibela and other historic sites. Preparation undertaken in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism, the Amhara State Administration, Monastery of Lalibela rock-hewn churches and local administrative bodies to mark the festival in a colorful manner in Lalibela. The celebration of Gena Festival at the historical town of Lalibela is aimed at stimulating the tourism industry of the country that has been highly affected by the coronavirus pandemic and the war provoked by the terrorist TPLF. The tourism sector could gradually improve mainly by the aggressive campaign of the diaspora, for they will tell the world that Ethiopia is not as it is painted by the coordinated disinformation and false campaigns of the international media outlets, fanning a narration that Ethiopia is an unsafe destination of tourists. Thanks to the influx of homecoming diaspora, which show their ownership of the affairs of the country and disprove the year-long false narratives, Although Gena is supposed to be a celebration of peace and goodwill among its people, Ethiopians here and abroad recall the crimes committed by the terrorist TPLF, strengthening their unison to overcome the challenges facing the country. The Gena holiday needs to be a celebration that would focus on supporting and rehabilitating the displaced people, rebuilding the destroyed and looted individual and public properties by the terrorist TPLF. At the ancient site, there are 11 monolithic cave churches of the 13th century New Jerusalem are located in a mountainous region in the heart of Ethiopia near a traditional village with circular-shaped dwellings. Lalibela rock-hewn churches are a holy sites for millions of Orthodox Christians and was inscribed on UNESCO's World Heritage List in 1978. By Germa Migursa. Prime Minister Abiy says national reconciliation foils conspiracies of terrorists TPLF, Shene and historical enemies. He stressed the need for national reconciliation with a view to curtailing the challenges facing the country, including the one-year-long conflict erupted following the terrorist TPLF's attack on the Ethiopian National Defense Force Northern Command, in Tigray. The Premier made the remark in his best wish message he conveyed in connection with Ethiopian Christmas, which is being celebrated on January 7, 2022 among the Ethiopian Christians across the nation as well as abroad. Abiy said that Ethiopia in its history had experienced conflicts due to the deception and agitations of servants of the devil, adding that following the conflicts attempts were also made in a bid to disconnect our long-standing values that connect us together. However, it was not able to cut off them at all. Ethiopian social values will be restored and healed through forgiveness, and they should be maintained by reconciliation, he continued. This is the process that will help us to continue as a nation, he added. At this time we need to have national reconciliation in order to overcome the daunting challenges facing the country. It is believed that the reconciliation would make Ethiopia advantageous as it helps us ensure our unity, Prime Minister Abiy underlined. The Premier stated that the national reconciliation will thwart the evil conspiracies of the terrorists TPLF and Shene as well as the ill wishes of Ethiopia's historical enemies. Abiy extended his best Christmas wishes to Ethiopians, urging all to work hard in order to bring a bright nation that is strong and invincible. The source is ENA. France fines Google and Facebook €210 million over user tracking data. Privacy watchdog says websites make it difficult for users to refuse cookies. France's data privacy watchdog has fined Google and Facebook a combined €210 million, £176 million, for hampering users' ability to stop the companies tracking their online activity, according to Guardian. The Commission nationale de l'informatique et des libertés CNIL said on Thursday it had fined Google a record €150 million for making it difficult for Internet users to refuse cookies, small text files that build up a profile of a person's web activity for commercial purposes. It fined Facebook €60 million for the same reason. Internet users' prior consent for the use of cookies is a key pillar of the EU's data privacy regulation, and a top priority for the CNIL. When you accept cookies, it's done in just one click, said Karen Kiefer, CNIL's head of data protection and sanctions. Rejecting cookies should be as easy as accepting them. The watchdog said the Facebook.com, Google.fr and YouTube.com websites did not allow the easy refusal of cookies. Citing the example of Facebook, it said, several clicks are required to refuse all cookies as opposed to a single one to accept them. It said the companies had 3 months to comply with its orders, including making it easier for French users to decline cookies or face extra penalty payments of €100,000 for every day of delay. A Google spokesperson said, "People trust us to respect their right to privacy and keep them safe. We understand our responsibility to protect that trust and are committing to further changes and active work with the CNIL in light of this decision." A spokesperson for Facebook's parent company, Meta, said, "We are reviewing the authorities' decision and remain committed to working with relevant authorities. Our cookie consent controls provide people with greater control over their data, including a new settings menu on Facebook and Instagram where people can revisit and manage their decisions at any time, and we continue to develop and improve these controls." In 2020, the CNIL strengthened consent rights over ad trackers, saying websites operating in France should keep a register of internet users' refusal to accept cookies for at least 6 months. It was also said internet users should be able to easily reconsider any initial agreement concerning cookies via a web link or an icon that should be visible on all pages of a website. Finally, Cameroon separatists set off bomb in AFCON host city. Separatist fighters in Cameroon's restive English-speaking region of southwest have set off an improvised explosive device IED in the town of Limbe, which will host matches of the Africa Cup Nations, AFCON, according to local police, we learned from independent Uganda. No one was injured in the explosion, which went off early Thursday at half-mile neighborhood of the city, which will host Group F AFCON matches including Tunisia, Mali, Mauritania and Gambia. Separatist fighters who have vowed to disrupt AFCON in the city said on social media they were responsible for the blast and stressed that it was a warning sign of what we will do during AFCON. Separatist leaders had said they do not want AFCON matches to take place in a region at war. Cameroon Army has deployed additional ammunitions and troops to the region who undertake routine day and night patrols. Separatists had since 2017 been clashing with government forces in Anglophone regions of southwest and northwest, where they want to create an independent nation they call Ambazonia. AFCON will officially begin on Sunday in the capital Yaoundé and will run for 4 weeks. Thanks for staying tuned. We hope you got something out of this. If you enjoyed our presentation, give us a like and share to your social contacts. And also don't forget to subscribe and hit on notification bell if this is your first time. By doing so, you are supporting Ethiopia Today channel to continue producing this and similar news. Many thanks. May God bless Ethiopia and its people.